Focus on the life that you desire, or be distracted and blame everything else. That's the two options that we face. I realize that some people never think out the hood. Look, homie, it's a whole nother world. It's more than waking up and heading straight to the block. It's more than waking up and punching the clock.
You know, lately, I've been called to take a break away from social media, you know? And I feel like there's several reasons for this. Starting with the need to sit with self, you know, the need to heal, you know, because when you're constantly scrolling, when you're constantly on social media, when you're constantly looking at all these other things, you know, when do you ever make time for yourself? When do you ever make time for God? And it's important to remember that solitude is important. You know, it's important to not stay It's important to not stay stagnant, but it's also important to move. You know, you just have to find that balance between the two. And that's what life is really about, is balance. You know, social media is cool and all, but when do you ever just sit still in this moment, you know? Not comparing yourself to anyone else. Not caring about anything outside of this moment, you know? This moment it's beautiful, man. Just take it in. Appreciate this life. Because this experience is not something we have to experience, you know? Just you waking up another day is a blessing. That's beautiful within itself. And you know, it's okay to take a break. It's okay to isolate yourself. Just make sure that you aren't doing it for too long, you know? Because it is also healthy to go out into the world and meet new people, to meet friends. Do not let fear stop you from growing. But in the same sense, know when to sit still. Know when to heal. Because healing isn't something that just happens and it's over with. Healing is something that we continue to do throughout It is something that we continue to do throughout our whole life. It's not something that ever ends, you know. It's just like the stock market. It may fall, but it's always going to pick back up. It's always going to keep climbing even higher. You know, we have to fall. And that's just a part of life. We have to learn to love, you know. We have to get our heart broke to really just appreciate love, to really know what love is. You know, it's duality in everything. It's a dark and light in everything. And you know, it's about seeing the beauty in all of it. It's about accepting it all. It's about accepting your flaws, you know? It's about accepting the beautiful parts about you. Man, this life is beautiful, man. And lately, being off the media has just helped me realize that, you know? It's helped me be more still. It's helped me be more present. And we don't need social media, you know? We don't need to constantly be in a loop and know what everybody else is doing. It's not a bad thing to have, but that's what I'm realizing. It's not a need. Detachment. Knowing that we do not need anything, you know? We do not need anything outside of ourselves. All of our value, all of our love is within. It is nothing outside of us. Not technology, not money, not lovers. You know, love comes from within, and then it is displayed out into your exterior once you start to do that internally. Speaking of, or back to the subject of loving yourself or finding love within. Excuse me, y'all. When you find love within, that is when you are going to find your ideal partner, you know? When you find yourself, that is when you are going to find your reflection of you, you know? So, if you desire a partner, if you desire to manifest that, start with loving yourself. When you love yourself, you will attract other individuals that love themselves and that honor themselves as well. You will attract individuals who operate out of the frequency of love, you know, because we attract what we are. So in order to attract love, become love. In order to attract wealth, become wealth. Thought I heard some shit, but yeah, man, I just felt called to do this video, man, and I just started flowing, so I'm not sure how long this shit is really gonna be, but I'm grateful, man. I'm grateful for life. You know, we don't need much to be grateful. We can literally just be sitting out in nature, experiencing some of the most beautifulest moments, you know. Real wealth is not materialistic. Real wealth is being able to cherish the simple things in life. Being able to cherish leaves falling off a tree. Being able to cherish animals. Being able to cherish, you know, walking in the grass barefoot. Life in itself is the blessing. That's what I'm starting to learn. Life in itself is what we are all searching for. So sometimes you just gotta take that time off the media and experience life, because there's so much life in this real world. There's so much life outside of this digital world. So don't become too consumed with everyone else, you know. Don't become so, don't start comparing yourself to others. When you see people on social media with this and that, and it has you feeling like you're behind and you're not where you're supposed to be, you are exactly where you are supposed to be, you know. There's nothing to achieve, you know. Everything that's happening in this moment is what is supposed to be happening. I realize that goals and things of that nature do not matter. You know, this beautiful moment is what matters. You can't shape a new future if you aren't living in this moment. Also, another thing that I've noticed with being away from the media is that there's much more time throughout my day to do the things that I love to do, you know, to create. You know, I feel like social media can be linked with procrastination, because instead of creating something, you are constantly just consuming. And back to what I was saying, yeah, there's just much more time throughout the day. You know, I can be productive. I can spend time with my animals. I can spend time with myself. I can do the things that I love to do. And you know, I'm not saying disregard social media completely. I'm just saying that if you are going to have a presence in social media, learn to just take time off of it and cherish the real world, to cherish this moment. And you know, I find that, me personally, hard to do while being on social media constantly, and other people may be different. But if this resonates with you, this was for you to see. But I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. I love y'all. Stay blessed.